Hey, what's up, you guys? Here with another action figure review for you, and this is a figure I've been after for a long time, and he's extremely rare, especially finding him inside the box in the packaging. But this is the Question, aka Vic Sage. I've been a fan of the Question for quite some time. I just always thought it was just something very cool and intriguing about the character. Um, he kind of reminds me like some kind of noir detective kind of character, and he's just really cool looking. He's a really awesome character. So this is a very old and classic character, and you see the box up there says the Question. I ripped my box a little by accident, but yeah, he's a really, really cool character. The Question is a dope character. You got the read up right there. Crusading journalist Vic Sage made a name for himself by opposing the forces of crime, but when reporting on criminal activity proved to be ineffective, Sage adopted the identity of the Question. Faceless, thanks to the blank mask he wore, opponent of injustice. Emerging from the mist, the Question is a frightening foe of crime. All right, Question. So, and you got the other figures in this line from DC Direct. This is a DC Direct figure. Man, you could just tell just by the action figures that this is an old figure. You could just tell. And you see there's a Question. You see there in the back how he'll have a removable face and mask. DC Direct. All right, so let's jump into my man, the Question. Yeah, the Question, Vic Sage. Let's get him out of packaging, into this review. Let's do it. So, Mr. Vic Sage, the Question. And this figure looks phenomenal. It's an old school figure. It's definitely old school to me. And it's a simple concept. His face mask is removable, as you can see. So this is the only accessory that he comes with. You can see underneath there. Now, the interesting thing is that you see his mask. He dyed his hair black, or the mask with the with this no face, which is his alter ego. The Question, it's black hair. I guess to throw people off of who he really is, because he has light brown hair. But anyway, the sculpting on him is really good for this older figure. Nice wrinkles and detail and color in his eyes. Nice bright blue eyes there. The nice sculpting of his hair as well. I really love that. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, the details really look good. The wrinkles and creases in his suit. See that? You see the buttons painted and sculpted. That's very nice. The sculpting of his hands is very nice. His suit is nice. It's old school, way old school, and the colors are loud, but it's appropriate for the time back then. And his shoes, pretty much the same as his suit. So for articulation, head can go to the left and to the right. You can go all the way around 360. No swivels, but a single bend in any elbow. He does have a full 360 turn in his waist, and he does have a single bend at the knee and nothing in the feet. So this is a very old school basic figure, but I like it. I like it because it's a pretty awesome figure, and we don't have a lot of figures of the Question. So with that being said, so you just put his little mask accessory back on, and then voila, he's the Question. And that's about it. And if you're curious, his head can still turn pretty good. It fits on there pretty securely. So, I like that as well. So, me personally, what I think of this figure, I think it's awesome. It won't be for most people because it's an old and dated action figure. This is like back in DC Direct's heyday, I guess you could say. Um, but I really liked the older DC Direct figures because their sculpting was really good. And you know, you can even tell with that on this figure. So I really, really love this figure. I love it a lot because I don't know, for some weird reason, I just became a serious fan of the question. Now, I think most people recognize the question character from Justice League Unlimited. And I did see him in Justice League Unlimited. And, it kind of sparked some kind of interest there. But I don't know, it just kind of happened out of nowhere. I don't, it's kind of weird. I don't know why I really exactly became a fan of the question, but I just did. Um, but for some reason, I'm always drawn to like dark and mysterious characters. And the question definitely is that he's dark, he's mysterious. Um, I've recently started reading some old school books with the question in it. I know that Vic Sage died in the comic books, and then Renee Montoya, she took over as the new iteration of the question. Vic Sage, I think he died of cancer, which is fucked up. And then there was another iteration of him, I think, in the New 52, where like he became like, I mean, he was still the question, but with like magic abilities and stuff. I never read that. And I think somebody put a no. Actually, I did read one of the issues because I remember somebody put a spell on him because, I guess he did some shady shit. So it must have been like a different interpretation. Well, it was the New 52, so all the characters were like drastically changed except for Batman. Um, but like I remember seeing like these elder witches or whatever you want to call them. Like they wiped his memory, and he couldn't even remember who he was. All he knew was that he was the question, and like that was about it. From what I read, uh, but I just out of nowhere, I just really got drawn to the character, of the question, and I finally got him. I finally got him, and this is old school question. Like this is like, this is like when he first came out, like that kind of iteration of the question. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's really dope though. Like, it's a really dope figure. It's a really awesome looking figure. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Um, and yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of the question, I say pick this one. Well, don't pick this one up if you're looking for a dynamic articulation. Don't pick it up. I would give that caution to you. Very limited articulation, very basic figure, and you might not be into that. But if you are and you like the sculpting of this figure like I do, and you think it's a dope looking question figure, then I say pick this guy up. There's another uh, figure of the question. Um, I forgot what line it's on, but it's the it's the Justice League Unlimited version of the question. Same clothes and everything. And he doesn't have a removable face like this one does, and that's kind of what drew me to this figure a little bit more. So, but yeah, I definitely say that this guy is worth a pickup, in my opinion. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this review and enjoy me rambling as usual. This has been my review of the DC Direct, the Question action figure. Really happy with it. Really excited to post him with some of my other guys. You know what? As a matter of fact, yeah, let me do a couple of size comparisons. So here's the Question standing next to Lex Luthor. And here's the Question standing next to the Man of Steel, Superman. And here's the Question standing next to the Dark Knight, Batman. And here's the Question standing next to Green Arrow. I really think that the CW wants to do the Question. I would love that because I would love to see the Question, any kind of iteration of him, but I would definitely love to see him either on the big screen or on a TV show. I think he would be better suited on a TV show, in my opinion. But yeah, like Warner Brothers needs to make that happen. Like the Question needs to be somewhere, either on the big screen or the small screen. And here's the Question standing next to Barry Allen, the Flash. I think the Question might pop up in Crisis on Infinite Earths that's coming up on the CW, their biggest crossover. If I see the Question pop up, then I know for sure that's going to be their next spin-off series that I've been hearing all these damn rumors about. And here's the Question next to Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, so like I was saying, in my opinion, I think this guy is definitely worth a pickup if you don't mind this being a dated figure and with limited articulation. So, this has been my review of the DC Direct, the Question action figure. Until next time, guys, see ya.